What is up, everybody? Tuesday, August 7th. Yesterday was not the best day in the world for me, thanks hitting. But I get solace out of the fact that Homer Bailey got blown up. What up, Chris? 14 gamer today, so we got a big one. Lots of interesting pitching matchups. I think that hitting is a bit of a crapshoot, but we'll see how that shakes out closer to lock. Also, we've got a playline contest tonight, so go to playline.com/r/Awesemo. You can get a free $5 when you sign up and a bonus on your first deposit. We'll have a playline article out a little bit later today from Jake, so check that stuff out. If you're enjoying these videos, like and subscribe on YouTube. Thanks to you guys yesterday, we ended up with the most likes we've ever had on a video. Broke the 100 barrier, so really appreciate that, guys. Keep it up if you like us. Jake, how was your Monday?
Monday was good. Had a chance to have a big night, and then the extra innings got me, so that's too bad, but that's all right. Sometimes you get the extra inning games, sometimes you don't. Yeah, Homer Bailey, that's my bad too. Although I did see a
Explain,
stat.
Chris.
No, I take credit for that one too. So I was on Chen and Bailey. I was just hoping one of them worked out. I had the exact same percentage. But I guess Bailey just got singled to death. He just got BABIP to death is what I saw.
I didn't. I'll pull up the game log.
I think he only had one extra base hit. I was reading some stuff on Twitter this morning. I don't know if I was right on that, but yeah. So, whatever. I don't think he was a terrible play, but Chen was the play, right, down there.
Oh, yeah.
So it wouldn't have mattered, really, even if Bailey would have got you 10 points.
BABIP of 556.
That's
11 hits in 21 batters faced.
Yeah, you're just never going to have the quality start doing that. So
XFIP
not an
344, but that's
Yeah.
not really like the best barometer either.
Right. For game by game, that doesn't really do a ton. But whatever, didn't work out. Yeah, I'm still going to keep attacking the Mets, I think. I don't think they're going to be able to repeat that performance against a better pitcher. So
he's given up more than, or at least 10 hits in 4 starts this year.
I know.
3 straight starts, 10, 10, 10, man. Whew.
It's crazy.
Alrighty, well, let's dive in. We got a lot to talk about. 14 gamer. No sense in sitting around. What is this?
Yeah, keep hitting that like button, guys.
Yeah. Very helpful for us.
Yeah.
First game up. Braves and Nats. Braves 4.0 run implied total. Nats 5.6. I was a little surprised at the gap, and then I forgot it was Scherzer. 65% chance to win for the Nationals. It's Sean Newcomb going for Atlanta. Max Scherzer going for Washington. I have a little bit of Scherzer. Ownership out yet?
No, I just looked.
I realized that I didn't have it in there. Anyway, I have a little bit of Scherzer, just 6%. 13.9 is a pretty healthy price tag, but he has made the Braves look silly this year. Newcomb I see as basically impossible to get to today. So are you doing anything here with pitching other than maybe like mild interest in Scherzer?
Yeah, just mild interest in Scherzer. I just don't know if I'll be able to get to him though. Just at 14K. And I like Greinke, I like Carrasco a ton, and I have Scherzer ahead of them, but not by much. So like point per dollar, it's pretty easy for me to just go save 2,000 or 3,800 in Greinke's case. So that's what makes it tough for me to play Scherzer. I think he's an awesome play if you can afford him. He's probably going to be low owned for those reasons, but
he won't be like anything higher than 10% probably.
Yeah, I don't think so either, which is fine because he could get you 40 or 45 and outscore those guys by 15 and be worth it. So it's just going to be a lineup construction thing that I'm going to be low on Scherzer. And then Newcomb, 10-5, weird price on the road against the Nats. I know he's capable of good starts. He's capable of like limiting this lineup, but just the way it's constructed with Turner, Rendon, Zimmerman up top, I like Michael Taylor too. So I'm not like all these lefties can hit lefties too. So it's just really tough to target a 10-5 pitcher against the Nats. So I'm more on Nats bets than Newcomb.
Nats, #1 stack on both sites for me.
#1, wow.
Numero uno. Highest run total of the day. And when you can do that and have Trey Turner leading off and Rendon hitting second. Rendon 4,200 tonight, hitting second against the lefty. Give me a break. It's one of the best plays of the day.
That's really, really good, really cheap.
Turner is first overall. Like, Turner and Rendon are 2 of my top 5 plays of the entire day. Especially if they're hitting 1-2.
Yeah, that's...
Ryan Zimmerman, I'm in.
Good.
And I'm in across the board for the Nats.
Yeah. You can... I mean, Newcomb's pretty tough to steal on. Not that Turner can't steal on guys, but kind of a short sample size. So I don't know whether or not... I guess I'd have to look at stolen bases this season. Just looking for Trey Turner's prospects.
Yeah, I'll just take him regardless. If he gets a steal,
Oh,
it's
I think
icing
he's...
on the cake.
Yeah. Yeah, he's fine as a hitter, right? But
yeah,
just wanted to see if we should boost the matchup for him.
90 mile an hour or 90-degree weather. This is just like a perfect setup for all things Nats here.
Oh, all right. So this is interesting. So 6 stolen bases against Newcomb this year in 8 attempts, but he had a game on May 31st where he allowed 3. That was against the Nationals. So I'm assuming Turner was part of that. So they're not scared to run on him, that's for sure.
Let's find out. What was the date?
May 31st.
May 31st, Turner, 2 stolen bases.
Yeah. All right then.
So maybe maybe he's got an eye on him, you know?
Yeah.
Hey, it's a bonus today because Trey Turner, you can cut Trey Turner's legs off today, and I think he's a decent option against the lefty leading off in a 5.6 run implied total. Anything for the Braves? I don't know. Freddie Freeman at 4,000 is a pretty nice value if you want to get super weird. But, I mean, if Scherzer's not getting any ownership, why in the world would you want to go that direction?
Right. It's a 14 gamer. I don't think you need to target against Max.
No.
So
if you want to be that person, you know, kudos. I'll have 1 line of Braves. That's it.
Yeah. I don't think I'll have any.
I don't mind the Albies, Freeman. You know what? I do mind it. They're fucking terrible tonight.
Yeah, I can't.
I'll have 1 line because I'll have 1 line of everybody. But
okay.
Yeah,
got it.
They're not unique for that.
Yeah, I've been going harder on like 4 or 5 stacks as of late, just trying stuff out. But.
Son of a B. Brendan Bowling, you're right. I entered the damn total for the early game, so this is not correct at all. The Nats are going to fall out of the 1 spot. I'm a moron. Total. I was wondering why it looks like. That's what I said. Like, man, that looks like a really big gap. I don't totally get it. 7.75. That'll change everything.
This lineup could be weird too, because it's doubleheader. So just keep that in mind. You may not have a like Murphy or Harper randomly in there.
Yeah. So Nats 4.6, Braves 3.2 looks a lot more realistic. I'll like the Nats slightly less, but Turner, Rendon, and Zimmerman are transcending that total regardless. I need to rewrite that spotlight hitters shit. I was talking about the high implied total and everything. Fuck me.
It's all right. No one's probably read those anyways yet.
Stupid doubleheader. Well, I'll tell you this much now. Now I 100% don't want the Braves because they look way worse. Guys, it's a Tuesday. You know, what are you going to do? Moving on. Red Sox and Blue Jays. Red Sox 4.8 run implied total. Blue Jays 4.6. It's a 52% chance to win for the Sox. Drew Pomeranz going for Boston. Marcus Stroman going for Toronto. No pitching here for me. really just not the spot, in my opinion. I don't, I like the offenses a little bit more. We got a little bit of the Jays, not too much of the Red Sox because of how expensive they are. Is this a game you have any interest in?
Yeah, I like the Jays. I like targeting against Pomeranz right now. He doesn't look good to me, giving up a lot of hard hits, xFIP way up, strikeouts down, swinging strikes down. Like, he just doesn't, I don't know if he's not healthy or he just doesn't have what he used to have. So, and then these Blue Jays bats are super cheap. Like, everyone 4,200 or below. I love Teoscar too, and he's the highest price guy. Grichuk leading off, hopefully. We see that. Travis up in the 2 spot. So I like the first, 6. I think that's a pretty fun value stack for me. So, yeah, I'm on the Blue Jays in this game for sure. And then the Red Sox, I mean, they're fine for a stack. I like them better at home. Not that they can't get to Stroman. I'm certainly not going to Stroman here.
Right.
But I think the top 4 for the Red Sox, or top 5 if you want to include Bogarts, are in play. Just that lineup sucks at the bottom. Eduardo Nunez is like a mental block for me. I just can't, if I'm hand building a lineup, he's just never going to make it in.
Yeah, he's like the opposite of a mental block for me. I end up with way too much Nunez every single time that I have the Red Sox. It won't be today. I don't see them as particularly viable. Obviously, they have a high end, but they're so expensive. I don't see the need, really.
Okay.
Blue Jays, I'm with you, though. Grichuk at the top looks great. Travis in the 2-hole looks great. And then I'll happily fill out with Smoker, Morales, whatever you need, Teoscar. It's just, I hope this game stays relatively quiet.
Okay.
I'm re-crunching all of my stuff now.
It's all good.
Since that Nats line was a little wonky. Anything else of interest here? Because this game I don't like.
No, I mean, just some interest on both sides for bats. Mostly the Blue Jays, because I think their prices are really attractive. But I don't know that this game is going to be one you're going to need to have. So I get it if you're not about it.
Alrighty. Cardinals and Marlins. Cardinals 4.4 run implied total. Marlins 3.6. It's a 59% chance to win for the Cards. Oh, I'm going to fuck this up again. I can never remember what it is. Michaelis? Fuck! Miles Michaelis going for St. Louis. Pablo Lopez going for Miami. See, the problem here is that I don't watch SportsCenter like a child. I would know how to say his name if I heard someone say his name all the time, but it's just me having to remember it once every 6 days.
No, we looked it up once. Remember?
Right, but I have no recall for that shit. It's like college. I wasn't going to learn anything by reading the book. I can't just read something and retain it. I need to say it over and over and over again. You like either of these guys? Because I've got a little bit of both. I'd like to have a little bit more Pablo, but I don't really love the matchup.
Yeah, I like Pablo actually a lot.
Okay.
So he just grades out really well for me. I watched one of his starts randomly last week. I don't know. I think I was on him in his last start. It was against Philadelphia, I believe. He's pitching in his big park. If the roof is open, the wind will be blowing in. If not, it'll just be a controlled environment. That'd be even better for me. He's going to get a lot of righties. He gets swinging strikes, and then his chase rate is really good, 36%. That's impressive for a guy that's just coming up to the majors recently. And then he's gotten 90, 97. He's gotten over 100 pitches in starts this year. So they see something in Lopez. He looked really good to me. And I don't know, against a righty-heavy lineup, I'm in for 5,800. So that's just a pretty easy punt play for me. And I think Lopez is good too, so even better at 5,800.
I was a little surprised to hear you say you loved Lopez. I mean, I get it. I get having him. I think he's in an okay spot, but not the biggest strikeout guy in the world.
Right. I think the strikeouts are coming, though. I think he should get more strikeouts.
Okay.
like you look at the percentage, it's like, what is he, 19.7%, and it's kind of gross, but I think righties especially, and he's got a good changeup too, so he can handle lefties like Carpenter and Wong, but just seems like he sets up well against this team.
I realized I had no idea what like league average strikeout rate is, so let me look that up.
22.
21.5. Oh, turns out I did know that, and it's on this sheet. I look at it every day. Unbelievable. Not firing on all cylinders today. These first 2 days, I don't know what it is. Probably the fact that I ate like 120 pizza bites Saturday and Sunday, clogging my brain up.
Yeah, whatever you say, Josh. No Pablo, Greek ink. Why not? What's wrong with Pablo? I try not to rely on the eye test too much, but when I watch a pitcher and he just looks like an MLB pitcher, like he looks like he belongs. It's just hard for me to not want to play them. And if you just look at the game logs, which don't tell the whole story, but like the results have been fine. He's gotten 5 and 6 strikeouts multiple times and gone over 5 innings, and he's priced like a punt. So,
look, I get it. I will definitely have some of him. I prefer a different punt. That shouldn't be terribly surprising.
Right.
I prefer this particular punt every 6 days. So
he gets priced like he's a mid-tier hitter. So.
Earl Fountain, Josh, bad diet. Yeah, Josh has a bad diet anytime the wife leaves town. She's the one that keeps like greens in my stomach.
Jake has a bad diet anytime he's breathing.
Yeah. I ate pizza bites and then 4 hours later made a tombstone pizza. Saturday night.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah, I could put pizza products away.
I could, but on separate days.
I
couldn't eat it for like every meal.
It was barely like separate hours.
Oh my god. That's amazing.
I didn't eat it all earlier in the day, so like I built up to it. I got myself super excited for it. Anyway, I don't have anything in this game. No interest in the hitting whatsoever.
Yeah, I'm not really on the Cardinals because I'm on Lopez, and then I think that Bohr is fine for 4K, but Michaelis is good to me too. So it's just too expensive for a not great strikeout matchup for a guy that already doesn't have great strikeout upside.
Yeah, I hear you. This is another game where I just kind of hope it's pretty chill.
Yeah, I would enjoy that. Pablo Lopez, 7-inning, 7 strikeout performance, but then everything else quiet.
Nats fell from first to second for me on DK, so I'm hoping that I could just adjust the numbers and strike through that implied total and run with the rest of everything that I said. Alrighty, next game up. Ooh. Orioles and Rays. God, I wouldn't go to this game if tickets were free.
Yeah, this is disgusting.
Who's hitting 7th for the Rays? Brandon Lowe. Fix that quickly. Anyway, 3.4 run implied total for the Orioles. 4.4 for the Rays. It's a 61% chance to win for the Rays. Alex Cobb going for Baltimore. Tyler Glasnow going for Tampa. I'm going to get a very little amount of Glasnow, but he's not going to go deep into this game, so buyer beware there. Ultimately, this game sucks. I can't believe how many lefties the Rays are running out. That's a really interesting lineup, but is there anything you like here outside of maybe G-Man Choi on FanDuel 2200?
Oh, man. So I could almost get to Alex Cobb. Almost.
Really?
Yeah. He looks better to me. Kind of changed my tune on him a little bit. And it's 4,900 and it's against the Rays. So there are reasons to play Alex Cobb. But like the Rays are just rolling out all these lefties, like you said. So I like Bowers against him. I like Choi. If Malik Smith is leading off, I think you can run on Cobb too, if I remember correctly. Let's just try this quick search. But anyways, yeah, you can you can definitely run on Cobb. So if they lead off Malik Smith, that's a good guy with stolen base upside. He's not a great hitter, but if he gets on, he's probably attempting a steal at the very least. So there are some hitters I like for the Rays. That's probably enough to keep me off of Alex Cobb. Glass now just not going to go deep enough. I think he had 48 pitches in his last start. So you give him, even if they let him go deep, if they're not going to do this start your reliever thing, even if they let him go deep, quote unquote, he's probably only going 65 pitches.
Yeah.
And that's just not enough for 6,900. So this one is just a void for the most part. Maybe a sprinkle of Alex Cobb, maybe a sprinkle of Tampa Bats.
I don't want anything.
I mean, this is probably
this is one of the ugliest games of the year.
Yeah, pretty gross.
How many people? What do you think the attendance is going to be on this game?
20. How many players? How many
total?
players are in the? Yeah, how many players are in the dugout for each team?
Non-essential personnel attendance. How many people are going to buy a ticket and go to this game?
It's got to be under 5,000.
They're averaging 14,900 this year.
Oh, are they actually? That's not terrible, actually.
I mean, it's dead last in the AL.
I was thinking because some Marlins games, like day games, there's literally 5,000 people in there. I don't know. It'll probably be the Rays are in the mix, right?
In what mix?
The mix for the playoffs. They have an outside shot at making it, don't they?
I don't. Do they? Holy shit! No, they're 22 games out of Boston.
Yeah, but
they have a 0.1% chance of making the playoffs. No, they are not in any sort of mix.
I was thinking they were better than what they were. That just goes to show you.
I didn't know they were 56 and 56.
Yeah, I knew they were hovering around 500. I just didn't realize how good the AL West was. The Mariners and A's. I know the A's have been hot, but didn't know the record was that far above 500.
The Rays had a 3-game set in July. That was at Miami. Never mind. Yeah, this is going to be a not fun game to even see. I have no interest in a hitter. I don't expect to have any interest in a hitter. I'll have 2 or 3% glass now. And again, I hope this game... I wish there was rain so I could ignore it completely.
Well, if there is, there's going to be a leakage problem. So
yeah, I know. Moving on, we're flying through this crap. All the good stuff's coming up. There's a lot of green. You can see a lot of red at the top of this schedule table. There's all those low implied totals. We're getting into the good stuff. Reds and Mets. Reds 4.4 run implied total. Mets 4.5. The 51% chance to win for the Mets. Sal Romano going for Cincinnati. Jason Vargas going for New York. Guess what, everybody? Jason Vargas time again. Vargas 4,500 on DK. I've got him in 31% of my lines on DraftKings. I assume that it will stay somewhere near there. All I need him to do is show up and have a pulse. Talk to me about your Vargas love tonight.
Yeah, exactly. He just needs to show up and have a pulse. So he probably needs 10 points for you to be like, okay, I'll take that for 4,500. Huge slate. There's going to be some bats that go off. I would guess. And the hitters are what wins GPPs. So he allows you to get in an extra couple very, very good hitters as long as he doesn't implode. And he hasn't as of late. You look at what he did last start. We got ownership right just now, by the way.
I saw it pop.
He got 7 strikeouts in 5 innings, which is fine. I mean, good results. But then you look at the swinging strike rate, 17.2%, easily his best on the year. I don't think this Reds offense is one I love targeting, but it's because of Suarez in there. And then the rest of these guys don't really worry me. If there's going to be no Votto, that's a huge boost.
Yeah.
Vargas is much worse against lefties over the last year or so. So I don't think people realize that. He's better against right-handed hitters, and they're going to have more of them in there now with no Joey Votto, their best lefty. So it's just setting up really nicely for Vargas. I know he's going to be chalky, or I'm assuming he's going to be chalky, but at this price, it's really tough to fade. Not even overly chalky.
Well, this is gonna wiggle a bit. There's no way Tyler Glasnow is gonna be 19% owned on DraftKings.
True.
Not at 6,900. That'll come down.
True.
11% Cobb, 12% Stroman, I think is interesting.
I mean, give me Cobb there.
I don't want.
I don't really either, but against the Red Sox, I'm good.
I'm really in line with the public outside of the Cobb and Stroman plays. Like, I'm just taking their ownership and giving it to Vargas, but same on Scherzer, same on Carrasco, same on Greinke. Okay, Rich Hill I'm way ahead of, but we all knew that was coming.
Yeah, we've never heard that one before.
You know, like, I'm heavier on Chase Anderson, but like everybody I have double digits of, we're projecting double digits. There's not really like a ton of wiggle on it.
Yeah, you're gonna be right in line with the field. You're gonna rake yourself. It's gonna be great.
No, I'm gonna win something tonight. I need these bats to blow up. Okay,
Yeah.
red stack. Number 4 for me on FanDuel right now. Love Peraza, love Irvin, love... Okay, I shouldn't say love. I have a lot of Brandon Dixon because he's 2,100. I don't know who most of this team is.
Yeah, they're not great hitters, I'll tell you
They're
that.
certainly not.
Suarez is the scariest bat in this lineup by far.
Yeah.
Peraza does present some issues as well. Just doesn't strike out. It's kind of pesky. Can wreak some havoc on the base pads as well. So, not a perfect matchup for Vargas, but Votto out makes a big difference for me. So he's just too cheap. Someone said that if you're going that cheap, then Vargas is a better play than Pablo ownership. I mean, Vargas is going to be higher than Pablo. I have no doubt about that.
He's a little bit higher in the projections now, but I would expect Vargas to be higher than Pablo.
He's cheaper, and people have played him recently, and he's done well.
Yeah.
I mean, Pablo's done fine too, but it's just a name people know, Vargas.
Agreed. I'm like over the field on every set of bats here, but it's not like I like it. They're all in like the 10th range. Reds are 10th on DK. Mets are 10th on FanDuel. So I'll have some of these hitters, but I don't know. I feel like this game is like the perfect shrug for me. It's like, yeah, I guess. Jeff McNeil, sure. I don't know.
Yeah, not another one where I'm not super pumped about it.
No.
I like Conforto, Nimmo, and McNeil, but they're all spread out too. So I'll stack against Sal Romano anytime. Former chalk Sal Romano, but not my favorite to go with the Mets here.
Yeah, totally with you. I'll have a little bit, but that's about it. Conforto looks like the best option pretty clearly.
I agree.
To the Jakes we go. Ooh, let me export my new FanDuel crunch. There we go. No beanball today on FanDuel. I'm pissed.
I was at the 222.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's too bad. You are going to have to go down in stakes, Josh.
I know. Yankees, Mariners, Nats, still my top 3 stacks, but the Nats have tumbled a bit on FanDuel. I'm still way over the field on them, though, so ignore the run projection in the Spotlight Hitters and Stacks article, but ultimately the message is the same. Anyway, Jakes and Indians, Twins 3.3 run implied total, Indians 5.2. The 69% chance to win for the Indians. Adalberto Mejia going for Minnesota. So I can say that. I can roll that right off the tongue as if it's not even difficult. But I've already forgot who's starting for the Cardinals.
Adalberto. Michaelis.
I seriously did. Adalberto Mejia. Just like it's nothing. Stick to those Spanish names. I don't do well with the Greeks, I guess. Carlos Carrasco going for Cleveland. Carrasco projected 18% ownership on DK, 16% on FanDuel. I'm right there with the field. I think that he looks really solid. I just happen to like someone slightly cheaper, a little bit more than him. But I'm more than happy to have some Carrasco. Talk to me about Carrasco.
Yeah, he just dominated this team. But so I don't like going, like, you could be like, okay, this guy just dominated. He's going to dominate them again. But he's on the road there. He's been on the road the last 3 starts and just looked incredible. Swinging strikes way up, upper teens, mid-teens, like all the time. Not allowing a lot of earned runs, not allowing a lot of hard contact. I mean, he just looks like a really, really solid play to me. Huge favorite against a team that is shipping off all their good players. He's striking out more lefties than righties this season. So a lefty-heavy lineup doesn't really scare me. His stuff just looks incredible right now. So I'm on Carrasco. I love him. He might be my top pitcher overall.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, I think he's going to be somewhat contrarian too. Like,
I don't necessarily disagree. I mean, he's like Scherzer's obviously the top pitcher overall. If we're ignoring salary, but if we're taking salary into account, like I have Carrasco and Greinke in basically a virtual tie. It just so happens that Greinke's cheaper, but I don't have an issue with saying like Carrasco's hot, like super high end today. I don't disagree with that at all.
Yeah. So yeah, that's where I'm at too. So I'll take the 2,400. Is it? I mean, that is a lot. That's 2 hitters going from 4K to 5,200.
Yeah.
You know, like that's a big difference.
Oh, absolutely. I have Scherzer projected for 8.3 Ks, Carrasco 7.0. Carrasco's second in projected Ks for me.
Yeah.
What do you think of bats here? I've got a ton of the Indians, and we're not really projecting any ownership to them.
We're not?
2% aggregate on FanDuel, 3% aggregate on DK. I have 7 and 8.
I mean, I love the top 4, so that's where I'm going to go once again. Geyer is fine for me as well. Was Geyer in against a righty yesterday, or did he come in and pinch hit? He started. I couldn't remember. So he homered yesterday. Not that it matters, but if they're going to leave him in against righties or start him against righties, then yeah, why not play Geyer for 4,100? The reason they have him is because he can hit lefties. So, I mean, probably cut it off after the top 5. Is that kind of where you're at too?
Geyer on FanDuel, yes. Geyer on DK, no. Top 4 for me. And Jose Ramirez at 6,100. That's healthy.
He deserves it.
Yeah.
He's so good.
But yeah, it's all the top for me. FanDuel gets a little weirder with Geyer and Rajai Davis as decent values for outfield spots, and then Roberto Perez is perfectly fine for me as a catcher. But I no longer have a lot of Yonder Alonso anymore, and a lefty-lefty isn't going to help matters.
Yeah, exactly.
That's probably it. Not touching Minnesota at all. There is just so much to disregard today. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
You know what's not getting disregarded? The bats in this game, sort of. Mariners, 5.5 run implied total. Well, actually, is that total out? I just guessed this morning.
What was it?
Seattle total is 11. Okay, so I got to bump that up a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, no. I went with 11. Good for me. Colorado total is 11 as well. 11, 10.75. Update that. All right, back to the game. 50-50 game here. 5.5 run implied total on both sides. Felix Hernandez going for Seattle. Bartolo Colon going for Texas. We're not getting pitching here, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just hitters all over the place for me. I know they had somewhat of a low-scoring game yesterday, but I expect that not to happen more often than not in this park with 100-degree weather. two pitchers on the mound that have trouble missing bats, especially Bartolo. So I would expect to see pretty heavy ownership on both sides, but especially the Seattle side because people love stacking against Bartolo for good reason.
So here we go. Obviously, Mariners, really popular. I've got a bunch of them. They're my number 1 stack on FanDuel, my number 3 stack on DK. Basically, everything that I said yesterday applies. It's just a righty pitcher instead of a lefty. But on FanDuel, they're about as good of a bargain as you're going to find. Gordon, Segura, Spahn, Cruz, Haniger, Seeley. Everybody's in play on FanDuel. On DK, I don't have a ton of Healy, and I don't have a ton of Haniger, but otherwise I've got pretty much everybody in abundance. Here's my hot take. 7% aggregate ownership on the Rangers. That's what we're projecting. We're projecting 6 on DK. I basically don't have them. I'm at 1% or lower.
Really?
Yeah, they look a little expensive to me. You know, I guess I have like a little bit of respect for Felix. He's not just like a gas can. So I think that my big stance for today is going to be fading the Rangers. I am 7% under the field on FanDuel, 5% under on DK. They are my biggest difference of the day.
I mean, I like the Rangers a lot. So they're not even that chalky that I'm seeing. In total, are they?
6 and 7% aggregate. I mean, that's double the average for the day.
Yeah, but I mean, I think it's one of the best spots against Felix, who talk about hard contact, almost 40% for the season for him. Just allows a lot of base runners. There's going to be opportunity to get some 2 and 3 run homers against Felix. So you've got Gallo in there. Chirinos I like a lot, and then Chu and Odor off the top. So I love the Rangers. I love both sides of this game. I'm hoping it's somewhat lower owned because of last night and recency bias, because I'm ready to hop on and play both of these teams. So I'm expecting another high scoring game. We haven't seen it in a couple days, but this seems like as good of a spot as ever.
Yeah, go Mariners, I guess. I just like the guy. I have Elvis Andrus and Beltre 3% on DK. That's the highest I have anybody on Texas on either site.
That is, I mean, yeah. So you're going well underweight then. You got to do it somewhere, right? So
yeah, I just Chu's expensive, Odor is expensive, Andrus is expensive, Gallo's expensive. 5,100 for Gallo. Oh man, did his price jump? He's 3,800 on FanDuel now. That's a pretty steady climb. Anything you want to touch on other than what we've talked about so far?
No, I mean, I'll just say that I respect Felix at home in that park, not on the road. He's a different pitcher. The numbers show it for whatever reason, and this is one of the worst. He goes from one of the best pitching environments to one of the worst. So I think he's really, really going to struggle.
I hope that he doesn't. That will not be a good thing for me, you know?
Am I worrying you yet?
A little.
We'll see if I can get you there by lock. Get you off the.
I hope not. Padres and Brewers. Padres 3.6 run implied total. Brewers 4.9. It's a 63% chance to win for the Brew Crew. Clayton Richard going for San Diego. Chase Anderson going for Milwaukee. Chase Anderson, my dude today. 18% expected ownership on DK. I've got 29. 10% aggregate ownership, or 10% ownership on FanDuel. I've got 21. Chase Anderson is one of the 2 pitchers that I'll be above the field on, or at least I am as of right now. Talk to me about Chase Anderson. Is he a guy you're looking at?
Yeah, just looks really, really good to me as of late. This is the best we've seen him pitch all season over the last month or so. You could see it in the results. The strikeouts aren't crazy high or anything, but just surviving. And he survived against the Dodgers, which I like to see, in a really tough spot. on the road in LA, 6 innings, 6 strikeouts, just allowed 2 earned runs. Had a almost 10% swinging strike rate, got some chases, got first pitch strikes, which is crucial. And if he's getting first pitch strikes, he's got the stuff to put these Padres away. So mid-tier price tag in arguably the best matchup of the night against a team that strikes out a ton against righties. Yeah, I'm on Chase too. So same page there.
That makes me happy. I like when we agree on pitchers. It makes me feel significantly more confident.
Yeah. I mean, just look. You look at the chase rate. Ha, 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 ha.
Pun intended.
Yeah. Well, all right. So since June 29th, so end of June, 38% O swing rate for Chase Anderson, 9.8% swinging strike rate. He's getting first pitch strikes, 69.1%. Like he just looks like a much, much better pitcher than the guy we were targeting against at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, I'm totally with you. I'm apparently with the field here, but I don't have hitting anywhere except for Brewers on FanDuel, and that's the only spot we're really projecting it. We're showing 6% aggregate ownership to Milwaukee on FanDuel. That's exactly what I have. So that's Kane, Aguilar, Scope, Ryan Braun. Those are guys that I'm going to have quite a bit of. I like those righties. First base, second base, outfield, decent sized stack heading up against the Padres. Anything else of note to you here?
I like the Brewers on DK as a pay up to the contrarian spot.
And they are expensive.
Yeah, they are expensive. But Aguilar, one of my favorite guys when he's going up against the lefty. I like Braun, even though he hasn't been what we've seen this year, that we've seen in the last 10 years.
Must be off the gas, finally.
Yeah. Scope's been hitting a lot better. And these lefties can still hit. The problem is Richard is really, really good against lefties. So for a full stack, it's tough because you've got Yelich and Shaw mixed in there. But there are hitters that I like. Kane, Aguilar, Braun, Scope. So, yeah, I'm on some Brewers.
Okay. I'll have trouble getting to that price point. On DK, that is. Here's a team I won't have trouble getting to. Yankees and White Sox. Yankees, 5.3 run implied total. White Sox, 3.9. The 64% chance to win for the Yanks. Spag's favorite, CC Sabathia, going for New York. Ronaldo Lopez going for Chicago. No thank you on Ronaldo Lopez. I'll have some CC. I'm right with the field right now. 8% for me on DK. But the star of this show is the Bats. And luckily, I'm double the field on FanDuel. I'm quite a bit over the field on DK. Ronaldo Lopez is a straight garbage pitcher. So I will happily be stacking against the White Sox here. As I mentioned in Spotlight, hitters, pitchers, and... Nope, just Spotlight, hitters, and stacks. I think I stack against the White Sox like 3 out of every 5 days whenever they're running out Giolito, Shields, and Ronaldo Lopez. And today just happens to be Lopez. So give me the Yankees in abundance. Gardner, Gregorius, Bird, Stanton, Hicks, Torres. You can have it all. Romine as a catcher option on DK. I love it all, man. Neil Walker, even though he's hitting 9th, $2,300 second baseman on FanDuel. I want all of the Yankees tonight. I am happily grabbing all these dudes.
I mean, yeah, Lopez is... I've got him being probably the worst pitcher on this slate in total.
You didn't even need to say this slate.
He's pretty bad. Seems like he gets blown up less than what he should. But these numbers that I'm looking at, like, he cannot miss any bats. I don't know why you see like 7 2/3, 7 strikeout games. I'm guessing that's just because of the opponent, the Royals. But he's gone deep in some recent starts. I don't expect him to go deep at all here.
No. And
they're going to get into the White Sox bullpen. So the Yankees are probably my favorite stack on the entire night. And they're not even priced up.
Oh my God. He gave up 5 home runs against the Blue Jays on the 27th?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's
He's
brutal.
he's just something else.
Worst xFIP in the league this year among qualified starters belongs to Luke Giolito at 5.98 rather. Second, Ronaldo Lopez, 5.67. Fourth, James Shields at a flat 5. Three of the worst 4 pitchers in baseball this season all belong to the Chicago White Sox. Congratulations, Chicago. Looking great. Once again, I'm going to have Stanton as my primary one-off in every scenario.
So I like Hicks, I think, a little better. I prefer lefties against Lopez. He's bad against both sides. So if you want to go with Stanton, by all means, fire up some Giancarlo. But I'm 1 through 8 is the stack for the Yankees for me. I think they are my favorite spot of the night. I haven't done rankings, but yeah, pick Yankees for dong picks. I think that's cheating, so you might need to cross them off the list.
Yeah, I have, let's see, Stanton clearly first. Oh, I don't know. I don't mind taking anybody else. Greg Bird coming in at 14th.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a rough one for Mr. Reynaldo.
I hope so, because I will have so many Yankees. It's insane. Yeah, that's it. Just play the Yankees. I'm not trying to get too cute here. Play the team with all the good players against the pitcher that's bad.
They're not even that chalky. You don't have them being that chalky.
No, they're going to get ownership naturally. They are the second most owned team. Well, no, that's not true. Is this right? That can't be right.
I've got Gregorius and Hicks and Gleiber all under 10.
Ownership's wrong on the Braves right now.
Okay.
Much like my mistake, I think we're having the same mistake on DK because the Braves are at 8% aggregate, which is the second highest ownership on DK. That is absolutely not happening.
Yeah, I don't think so.
That'd be a bold ass public play, running into max like that.
Reynaldo's ground ball rate is not good. He gives up way more fly balls than ground balls. He's not good. I mean, this is a terrible matchup.
If you find one good thing that he does, I'd love to see it. 5.67 xFIP this year.
Yeah.
Wow, so brutal, so brutal.
Oh yeah, you like this Winnipeg shirt? Getting ready for the season, just a couple more months.
Are they a team?
Great. Yeah, the Winnipeg Jets.
When did they come back?
After I started playing NHL DFS, so I don't know, was it 10 years ago? Something like that.
Okay.
But
wait, no, really?
Was it that long ago?
I have no idea, but that's why
the
I'm
Atlanta
asking.
Thrashers?
Winnipeg Jets, 2011.
So 7 years ago.
Oh shit, time flies, man. Fair enough. Go Jets, I guess. Time to talk more bats. Cubs and Royals. Cubs 5.2 run implied total. Royals 4.1. It's a 61% chance to win for the Cubbies. Mike Montgomery going for Chicago. Brad Keller going for Kansas City. There's no pitching in this game for me. Are you trying to sneak in any Mike Montgomery or Brad Keller?
No, I don't think so. Montgomery's just too expensive for the type of pitcher he is. So, not on him. I love Whit Merrifield once again. He had a nice barrel fly out right to the warning track yesterday. So, did not get the home run pick. I don't know what he even ended up with. But I'm on the Cubs once again. I'm running it back with them.
Same.
They were disappointing, but I think they should crush Keller in this bullpen. So there's just too many good hitters and a terrible slew of pitchers that the Royals are going to throw out there. So I don't think Keller is that terrible, but the guys behind him are. So if they can get to him, which I expect them to, the Cubs are going to have a lot of runs here. 85-degree weather, a little bit of wind blowing out.
Yeah, I love the Cubs. Rizzo, again, incredible option leading off. Got a decent amount of Zobrist. Baez, Schwarber. I'm over the field on the Cubs on both sites. They're 4th for me on FanDuel, 5th for me on DK. Give me some Cubbies, man.
Yep.
I wish that Zobrist and Baez had cheaper prices on DK, but it's almost like they have to pay a premium to have the dual eligibility. Hey, Riggs. What's up, buddy?
Yeah.
Puppy dog alert.
Let's see here. Who's your favorite Cub?
Like, in this game, or you just,
yeah.
like in general?
Just
I was gonna
like
say Ryan Sandberg, but that's neither here nor there.
Sammy Sosa for me, but
let's see. It's Rizzo.
I think mine is Hap. Just price and ownership. Like, Hap's got some power.
That was not the answer I expected.
He was coming up so high for me yesterday.
I figured you were saying Schwarber.
I mean, Schwarber is perfectly fine too, but Hap is 3,700. That's way too cheap, I think. So.
Hey.
No, I'm not a good skater, Earl. I'm not a good skater. I'm more of a hockey viewer than player. But
yeah, I'm not any great. I'm not great on skates either. It was never my forte. Lay down, buddy. Pirates and Rockies.
Yeah, 0 for 4 with 4Ks yesterday for Hap. I saw that. It's all right. I'm going back to the well.
There you go. Well, look, it can't get worse than that.
Exactly.
5.4 run implied total for the Pirates. 5.3 for the Rockies. The 51% chance to win for the Pirates. Jamison Taillon going for Pittsburgh. Chad Bettis going for Colorado. I don't really want any pitching here. And I'm fading the Rockies. So the floor is yours.
Yeah, Taillon's got the stuff, I think, to limit these Coors bats. But if they're going to be this low owned across the board, then I just have to have some Coors bats. So Blackman's my favorite, but Arenado and Story are not far behind. I like both of those guys against righties. Story quickly rising up the ranks against righties. So he's made some adjustments, it looks like, because he's not striking out nearly as much, hitting the ball really hard, and getting on base too. So I like the Rockies. I like that their total is pretty low and their ownership's going to be pretty low. It's a good starting pitcher on the other end, but this is Coors Field, and if it's going to be lower owned than Arlington, then give me some Coors. Best hitting environment on the slate. Wind blowing out too.
Yeah, so I've got a decent amount of Pirates. I'm a little bit above the field on both sites. Dickerson, Marte, Polanco, Colin Moran on DK, but I have no lines of Rockies on FanDuel and a very small amount on DraftKings. They're just so expensive. Blackman, Arenado, Cargo at 5,500. I don't expect to get there. I'm a little surprised by it, but there's enough other spots of like high implied total teams that I think that I can get it elsewhere. So
okay.
I hope the Rockies suck. I'm going to bet more on Taillon being good, not necessarily from like a DFS perspective, but just good enough to limit the Rockies.
Bettis can get ground balls. He's able to do that, so he can be frustrating to stack against in Coors. But I like Marte a lot for 5,800 righty. Moran for under 4K. Dickerson 5,300. Don't mind that either. So there's some guys I like on the Pirates, but as far as full stacks, I think I'm more on the Rockies side.
All right. We'll be on opposite ends of the spectrum here.
Yes, we will.
Phillies and Diamondbacks. Phillies 3.4 run implied total. D-backs 4.3. It's a 60% chance to win for the Diamondbacks. Nick Pivetta going for Philadelphia. Zach Greinke going for Arizona. Greinke's my dude today. I've got 29% ownership. He is one of my 3 highest owned pitchers with Chase Anderson and Vargas. But Greinke is the guy that I am quote-unquote paying up for the most. He's got 26% aggregate ownership on DraftKings, so I'm not exactly breaking free from the norm. I just love Greinke tonight. What are you thinking on Greinke?
Yeah, like him, like the price. Matchup is phenomenal against the Phillies. They strike out the most against righties on the road this year. I think I read that off yesterday for Godley. Still applies, and Greinke is arguably a better pitcher than Godley. Maybe not as of late, but just very good control. Pitches better at home, at home, and 3.6 run total for the Phillies. So what's not to like for Greinke at this price?
Completely in agreement here. Just grades out so well, and that price point is perfect on a day where like Scherzer's 13.9. Just slots in perfectly at that 10-1 spot. Yeah. I'll happily have a bunch of Greinke. I mean, I wish the game wasn't in Arizona, but I'll take what I can get. Any interest in any hitting here? I don't really have any Diamondbacks.
Full Diamondback stack, I think, is interesting. We've seen Pivetta just lose it before. I think I say that most times. So I would go like 2 through 6. Goldschmidt, Peralta, Pollock, Escobar, and then throw in Descalso or Ketel Marte. When Pivetta loses his control, he's just serving it up. So he might just mow these guys down. I don't even hate Pivetta's GPP play, but in this park, like, no one's going to be on the Diamondbacks, but they're like a sneaky 3% owned stack tonight.
Yeah, I mean, like, I could get to Goldschmidt, Peralta, Pollock plus X. I'd rather just have Goldschmidt as like a one-off first baseman option. I think that'll probably get me where I want to be.
Okay.
Going out with a whimper in these last two. Dodgers and A's. Dodgers 4.2 run implied total. A's 3.8. The 54% chance to win for the Dodgers. Rich Hill going for LA. Shamanaya going for Oakland. Alrighty, time to all aboard the Rich Hill train. If you got off the Luke Weaver train last night with me, it went fine. We're going to buy tickets for the Rich Hill train now today. 9,500 on DK. I've got 22% Rich Hill. We're only projecting 10. A's strike out quite a bit. Matt Chapman strikes out a lot. Chris Davis strikes out a lot. Kana, Olsen, Chad Pinder, all these guys strike out a ton. I'm betting on Rich Hill having a big game here. I like being way over the field. Sign me up for Rich Hill. Jake, you want Rich Hill?
He's fine to me. I prefer Greinke or getting way up to Carrasco if I can. So if I end up with a little bit of Rich Hill, I'm not gonna like force him out of my lineups. But and he looks better. There's no doubt about that. At least according to the stuff I look at. So I'm more likely to play him than I was even a couple of weeks ago. I am worried about Chapman and Marcana to some extent. So it's not like the easiest matchup, but good park for sure. There are enough strikeouts to get by. He's just kind of a pretty safe option to me. I'm not super worried about this A's lineup against lefties. What about Manaea for you?
I don't have any.
Yeah, me either. And both of these lefties struggle with hard contact to righties this year. Manaea especially, and he's not striking them out like under 17% or just over 17%, 40% hard contact. 229 BABIP, he's getting pretty lucky with the quality of contact, and this is not a team you want to be giving up hard contact to. Start with Taylor, Machado, Turner, Kemp, Kike, Dozier, and then you get the greatest player ever, Muncy, Puig behind him. It's just really, really tough. So if I'm going stacks here, it's the Dodgers all day. They're cheap. I don't think people are going to really be on them. I think people like Manaea. I am much lower on Manaea than most people. I know I said it was a good hitter's part or a good pitcher's part, but I like some Dodgers full stacks against Manaea.
Okay, we're on the same page then. Dodgers, number 5 stack for me on FanDuel, number 4 on DK. I am a little over twice the field on FanDuel and 3 times the field on DK. We're projecting no ownership. Tons of Chris Taylor, tons of Machado, Turner, Kemp. This is where I'm going to be different, and I greatly prefer it. I mean, all these righties, Like, I don't love Kike's price or Dozier's price, and I don't really like Dozier hitting 6th. But, I mean, 3 guys with dual eligibility on DraftKings. You can mix and match all sorts of different. There's 3 separate shortstop options. I love the Dodgers tonight. I can't wait to have a ton of them. I wish they'd have been better against lefties this season, but, I mean, Machado wasn't there. Dozier wasn't there. This is a very different team.
Yeah, they should crush lefties. Puig wasn't even there for a lot of the season, so it's I'm all over the Dodgers. Just whenever they're going to be low owned, I'm going to at least look at them, and the numbers against righties for Minaya are not impressive, so I'm in.
Yeah, we're going to be on Team Dodgers tonight, so if the Dodgers pop off, look for Josh Engelman and Tommy Nation at the top of the Minimax.
Yeah.
Final game, cruising through this. Only 10:05 Eastern. There's a lot of crap. Tigers and Angels. Tigers, 3.4 run implied total. Angels, 4.6. It's a 64% chance to win for the Angels. Jacob Turner going for Detroit. Andrew Heaney going for the Angels. Heaney, pretty chalky. 21% expected ownership on DK. I've got 15%, so I'm coming in slightly under the field. I like Heaney. I'll have some of him. I'm not like super wild about it, but 3.4 run implied total is very, very interesting. What do you think about Andrew Heaney tonight?
I think he's pretty safe. So the Tigers against lefties haven't been terrible this year. They've actually been around average. So, this team doesn't look very good on paper, but they're going to throw 9 righties at him. And Castellanos, Goodrum, Hicks, Candelario, they can all hit lefties really hard at the very least. So there are strikeouts in here. Heaney, I expect him to pitch pretty well, but I don't get why he's one of the highest owned pitchers on the slate, besides that implied total. I'd rather go with maybe Rich Hill. Certainly rather go with Greinke and get up to him. I'd rather go with Chase Anderson, I think. So there are guys that I have a lot ahead of Heaney.
Wow.
So I don't think I'll get to him very much.
He feels safe.
Yeah, that's the thing. He feels safe, but I'll pay for safety when I think they're going to be low owned and they're just being ignored. But he's not going ignored, so that's my worry.
Switch this over to DK quick.
What about Turner?
Oh no, not at all.
He's 40. He's 4,100.
I have 0.
He's fully stretched out. So if there's no Trout, I might pull the trigger on some Jacob Turner. He looks okay to me. Is able to go pretty deep into games. Not like some spectacular pitcher by any means. Gonna have trouble getting a lot of strikeouts at the major league level, but in the minors, he looks okay. So 4,100, I think you have to at least consider that in a decent park. I know it's hot in LA, or in Anaheim, but he makes sense. Just 4,100, a chance to throw 90, 100 pitches if things go well.
Yeah, I'll be avoiding Turner. Angels bats are like a secondary stack for me. I'm basically just with the field. The first 4 guys are the biggest priority. And then I'll have a ton of Ronnie Rodriguez if he leads off for the Tigers, just because he's 2,800 and a dual eligibility, second base, third base. But
yeah, that's kind of ridiculous.
Very.
I think my favorite bat on the Angels is Ohtani. Okay. So I like that price, 4,400.
Same.
But if there's no Trout, that's so tough for me to get to a stack. I know they had 6 runs last night, but just mentally, without Trout, this team is not very good.
Yeah, that's a big time hole.
Yeah.
You know what time it is?
It is crunch time.
It is crunch time. Give me 2.
All right, let me pull up your screen here.
Nope.
Oh, wait, you never shared with me. You went an hour and 10 minutes and didn't share your screen?
Hey, you didn't notice it either, man.
I know. I was watching us on delay.
Honestly, today there wasn't that much like interesting shit to talk about.
No, this slate
10:09 and we cruised through it. They're either I don't think there's a lot of ambiguity. There's either teams that look like garbage or teams that are just obviously good.
Yeah, I agree. Like, we're gonna get a low-owned Dodgers team on a terrible slate, or like a pretty poor slate. That's appealing to me. There are some other spots we talked about that are fine. Like, I like the Diamondbacks contrarian stack against Pavetta. So there are a couple spots, the Cubs, but not like a great slate. I think yesterday was better, and I didn't even like yesterday's that much better.
I'm with you.
Let's do Vargas. Can you do Vargas and Scherzer? I wonder how that does. That's probably going to be the...
Yeah, I'll just leave it up here because, it's a lot of Scherzer, Greinke, Carrasco, so we'll see sort of how they all look. Number one, Scherzer, Vargas line gets you the 5-man Yanks, Castellanos, Ronnie Rodriguez, and one-off Trey Turner. I don't mind that one bit.
Pretty good.
I like this one too. Yanks, Rendon, 2-man Dodgers.
Wow. Not bad.
If you want to step down from Scherzer and go to Pavetta with Vargas, you can go Cubs, Rendon, Turner, Stanton.
So Vargas just unlocks everything.
He really does. He's the key to the city today, apparently. Like, I mean, you can go Greinke, Vargas, Cubs, Turner, Machado, and Grichuk as a one-off. And you can turn that Grichuk line into, something else that you prefer if you want. There's $4,200 left to fill an outfield spot. You're bound to find someone you like.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, so that's why we're going to see his ownership be so high. Was there anybody that you were looking at that was like relatively low owned?
Did we try? Let's do like a Chase Anderson lineup with like Greinke or someone. I'm trying to see, or like Rich Hill, someone.
Chase Anderson, Greinke, I have 12 lines of. So
okay.
Yanks, Rendon, Turner, Kemp.
So it's about the same.
Yeah. Blue Jays, Todd Frazier, Ahmed Rosario, Stanton. That one will be different.
Yeah.
I like these Mariners stacks. I hope Ronnie Rodriguez really does hit second. I'll have a ton of him.
First, he's supposed to hit leadoff.
That's what I meant. I was thinking like plays second.
Oh yeah.
All right, off to FanDuel we go.
Great.
Just seeing how easy it is that Vargas opens up everything is going to be interesting. Jeff, I'd go Neil Walker or Rodriguez, but Rodriguez for sure if he's leading off.
Right.
I like Neil Walker as a cheap second base option, but if Rodriguez is leading off, that changes everything. Who do we want to look at here?
Did you just read Tom?
I did.
Yeah.
Way ahead of you, Tom. Way ahead of you.
we will once again at the end.
We got all the plugs in already, but we'll run it back. All right, let's just look at Scherzer on FanDuel just to see. Because if you can get something that you love with Scherzer, then we don't need to do any other interesting stuff. How's 5-man Mariners, Rendon, Turner, Michael Taylor, and a one-off Phillip Ervin work for you?
Dude, all these all these Mariners around 3K?
Yeah.
What is that?
The Mariners are crazy cheap, man. Crazy cheap on FanDuel.
We shouldn't support these prices, honestly.
They're just in everything. Like, if you want Scherzer, you could have one of the best stacks of the day in Seattle, and you don't even have to make, like, major concessions. Zunino, Gordon, Cruz, Spahn, Turner, Machado, Kemp, and Kike with Max Scherzer. Give me a break.
Yeah, that's stupid.
I would try to get to that line if I was using, like, Kion. And I can get it with the nuts on FanDuel. Like, obviously, Scherzer has the highest ceiling here today.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. FanDuel, Your pricing is a farce.
It is. It is.
Yeah, anytime that you can do this with the most expensive pitcher on FanDuel, you don't need to go down the journey of anybody else. That's why when people are like, "Oh, yo, do you like what'd be a good like? Oh, you like Chase? Like I have some Chase Anderson, so I guess that's probably a bad example. Who's down here? Like, oh, would you go to Jason Vargas on FanDuel? It's like, no, you wouldn't even be able to spend your salary.
Yeah, just play the best pitchers.
Yeah,
and you can get most of the best hitters, or at least the best teams.
They really need to add the second pitcher. It would really change the way FanDuel is played. Keep the utility slot. That can be the unique thing, the differentiator on FanDuel to open things back up. But playing one pitcher, it's just not... It's a very different game. It removes so many pitchers from being even like feasible options. Whereas on DK, like by all accounts, everyone is quote-unquote in play if you can play two guys.
Yeah.
That is it, everybody. We moved through this stuff hyper quickly today. It is just not that kind of slate. So, plug time. Playline.com/r/Awesemo. We have another Awesemo branded contest running again today as this loads. It is the Awesemo.com presents $1 Million Perfect Line Bonus. $7,500 guaranteed. $2,000 the first. You are projecting the pitches, strikes, and strikeouts for... This really today? It's tomorrow? Did I read that wrong?
Yeah, it's tomorrow.
New Playline contest is tomorrow, not today. My apologies. Projecting the pitches, strikes, and strikeouts for Luis Severino, Mike Clevenger, Clayton Kershaw. So get into that one. Jake will be taking a look at this Playline contest for you and get some content out there. Again, playline.com/r/Awesemo. Also, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to the channel or to this video in particular. You guys drove us over 100 likes yesterday for the first time in the history of the channel. Not only did we go over 100, we hit 123, I believe. So thank you guys so much for doing that. By doing that, that'll help push us higher in search rankings and things. And, we're trying to get out there and, grow. And you guys are a huge part of that. So really, really appreciate it. It was super helpful yesterday. But not a one-time thing. We'd love it every day. And how difficult is it to click a like button? Super simple.
Right?
We'll ask you to do way harder stuff than that.
I just did it on my personal account, so it's that easy.
There you go. I can do that now that I think about it. Jake, anything else?
I can't think of anything else. Just a really quick rundown. I'm sure a lot of people are going to like this quicker show. Yeah. But honestly, there just wasn't that much to talk about. So, pretty straightforward slate. I think I have my stacks narrowed down to like 6 or 7. I've got my pitchers narrowed down to like 5, maybe 6. So, it'll be an interesting night. I'm gonna see if they're like, maybe we're missing something. So gonna do an extra dig later this afternoon and see. But yeah, tune into the live stream tonight. We'll have the daily game plan out around noon Eastern.
Quick hits
maybe
as well
1
around
Eastern.
that time.
Quick hits, spotlight hitters, pitchers, stacks.
Yeah. Jake and Chris on the live stream tonight. No Josh. Yeah. I'm gonna chill. I'll come in. I'll get my home run pick in there. I'll go pick up the wife at the airport, and then I'm gonna watch the season finale of Succession. It's gonna be a good day.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah. Best of luck, everybody. We'll talk to you later. Adios.